Okay. All right. We're going to record this fast because it's hot in here and I don't want my phone to die. I just came back from the Flash movie. I'm here to give initial thoughts. This is a non-spoiler review, but I wanted to give my quick thoughts on the movie, whether you should see it, whether it was good or not, whether it lives up to the hype. We've been getting a lot of reports saying that early viewers have said that this is one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. Stephen King said it was great. We've heard a lot of things about this movie, and it's taken a long time for this movie to get out. It's had several barriers. I mean, you've had the pandemic that's pushed it back. You've had Ezra Miller's shenanigans pushing it back. Is dealt with a lot, and on top of that, this movie is supposed to be the launching pad to James Gunn's new DCU. And does it fulfill all of its obligations and duties? Is this a great film? No, it's a good film. It's a good superhero flick. And it feels like an average DC film if the DC universe was constantly putting out good to great films. It would be in its like C plus tier, right? But since the DCU has put out a lot of bad to barely average films, it stands out as a great film in that universe. So it's like relatively great in the DCEU, right? So let's go over the basics. This movie is directed by Andy Muschietti. It's Italian, I think. I can't pronounce things. We have Ezra Miller as the Flash. We have Michael Keaton as Batman. We have Ben Affleck also as Batman. We have Sasha Calle as Supergirl. We have Kiersey Clemons as Iris West. And we have Michael Shannon as Zod. So how is Ezra Miller as the Flash? How is Ezra Miller as Barry Allen? At the end of the movie, I'm satisfied with his performance. Ezra Miller is a great actor, but in the first 45 minutes, he gives this awkward Barry portrayal, and it doesn't come off as like charmingly awkward. It comes off as like awkward. And you really don't appreciate it until the other Barry Allen comes in and they play off one another. Michael Keaton is the best part of this movie. I love his Batman. He's the only... It's weird because he portrays this Batman that you'd actually like to hang out with, or this Bruce Wayne that you'd actually like to hang out with. I wouldn't want to hang out with Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne or Batman. I wouldn't want to hang out with Robert Pattinson's Batman or Bruce Wayne. But Michael Keaton plays this Batman that maintains that rough kind of exterior, but also can joke around a little bit. Another star performance in this film was Maribel Verdú as Barry's mother. She just emanated warmth on screen and love, and when Barry loses her, you kind of feel that pain as well. Makes you understand how someone so science-based as Barry would be foolish enough to mess with time in the first place. We don't get much of Ben Affleck's Batman in this, and I don't know if I miss him in this movie, to be honest. Not to say that I don't like Ben Affleck's Batman, but he doesn't have much to do here. There is one funny scene with him in it, and I like that. But otherwise, he's just there. Sasha Kale as Supergirl. Her Supergirl is very one-dimensional. There's a major plot piece in this movie. Well, not a major plot piece, but a significant one that she's involved in that doesn't make that much sense. Her scenes look amazing though. But I wish her character had more depth in that she had more personality. Kiersey Clemons plays this Iris West that is every nerdy shy dude's dream girl. The girl that is just magically attracted to awkward nerdy men. She does it well. I always love her. I always love seeing her on screen. So let's go over the plot. How good is this story? I think it's pretty solid. So I'm not spoiling anything by saying this because it's in the trailer. Barry Allen goes back in time to save his mother, and it shifts reality. It shifts time and makes all these changes. Throughout the movie, Barry's biggest antagonist is him struggling to learn that there are some things, some issues, some problems that you can't solve. I think the action in this film is great, but what really hurts this movie a lot is CGI. Oh, the CGI is terrible. And you would think with all the delays that the CGI would be on point. In fact, Andy Muschietti said that the delays had given the film team more time to improve the visuals. That's a goddamn lie. No, these look like PS3 graphics. It looks like they haven't upgraded to Unreal Engine 4 graphics. They're not great. And it's the major flaw in this film. Besides the time logic, you have to do some pretty big leaps in logic to ride along with this film, and that's fine with me because you basically have to do that with most time movies. But there are also some plot holes in here that hurt the film as well. Nothing that is a huge bruise to the plot, a huge dent in the story, nothing like that. But there are some questions I have that I think need to be answered to make the story more cohesive. I'm definitely going to be looking for those answers the next time I go see the film. Maybe I overlook some things. I don't think so, but I'm not perfect. So I want to go back and make sure that I'm giving this film a fair shot before I deem those plot holes. The ending of the movie, the climax was anticlimactic. It had action and stuff like that, but when we find out who is the big bad of the movie, right? It's kind of anticlimactic because we don't get much. I may get into spoiler territory with that, so I'm going to not speak too much about that. But let's just say the reveal, the fallout of the big bad, we don't get enough of that. They do make an effort to throw in a lot of zany comic book shit for us comic book nerds. If you're looking for allusions to comic book events and things of that nature, you'll definitely find them in this movie. They go meta at one point, and I was kind of nerding out a little bit, but the graphics during that scene were just so terrible that it took me out of that whole scene. I really want to give a full review of this movie so I can discuss these aspects more in depth and to not, I don't want to spoil you guys right now. Just look out for my full review. There's a lot of things to discuss with this movie. I didn't leave this film impressed, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I wanted to go into this film thinking that I've seen something akin to the actual Flashpoint in its significance, and I don't think it matches the comic book event in its significance. I know. Oh my god, you want the comic book on screen? Not necessarily, but I wanted it to be as important. And I guess it is as important, but it's not as significant in the long-term thing. It's not as monumental, I should say. It's not as monumental as the Flashpoint comic. Thank you guys for watching, and catch the full review coming up soon. See you later.